And the lights come up on Game 6 of this Eastern Conference Final. Goaltending has been outstanding throughout on each end of the ice. Francois Saint-Laurent, Chris Rooney are the referees. Devin Berg, Ryan Daisy, the linesman, and the opening faceoff controlled by Evan Rodriguez of Florida. And as you watch the New York Ranger lines appear, lots of changes for Peter Laviolette, trying Alex Wenberg on the right wing with Zibanejad and Kreider. Johnny Brodzinski makes his first appearance in this series. Matt Rempe is a scratch tonight. And when you see the Florida lines, it'll be the same 18 that Paul Maurice has played the last 2 games with. From the point, Bobrovsky kicks out a shot from up high from Erik Gustafsson. Brandon Montour out on defense with Nico Mikkola. Sam Bennett couldn't handle the pass, and it's gathered in by Matthew Tkachuk. He dumps and chases after it, and Jacob Trouba got there first to Gustafsson, who's forced back behind the net, then up the wall and out of the rink. And the linesman indicating it was deflected by the Panthers and not shot out directly by the Rangers, or else that would have been a delay of game penalty.
Aaron, who had a couple assists in Game 4, had one the other night as well. He's got to be sharper. You got to be harder on the puck. That's a turnover that could have been costly.
Aaron's gone 8 games without a goal now in these playoffs after 49 goals in the regular season. At the line, Gustafsson, free puck after banked off Bobrovsky, skated away and cleared out by Mikkola, and then batted back in by Brodzinski, who's playing in these playoffs for just the 3rd time. And the first time in this series, he played in games 4 and 6 in round 2 against Carolina, both of them in Raleigh. Brandon Montour up the near boards. It went past Sam Reinhart all the way down to the Ranger end. Edge in play for New York in the first 3.5 minutes plus. The shots are 4-1. Schneider sent it in. Off the wall it comes to Ekblad. And it's skated up by Verhaeghe. Tried to send it cross ice, and it was intercepted in the neutral zone by Panarin. Now off Lafreniere into the slot. And Trocheck has lost his stick. And there's a penalty coming here for holding the stick. For Florida, 5 minutes gone by, first period, Game 6. Florida leading 3-2. Sam Bennett's shot is blocked by Jacob Trouba, and it bounces back into the neutral zone. And then Tkachuk off target as he tried to feed Evan Rodriguez. Oliver Ekman-Larsson at his own line. He shot it in. Tarasenko let it go by for Bennett. He sent it back to the line to Lundell. 27 seconds on the power play. Lundell, tough angle shot. Lines up on the right wing boards. Bennett swept it back around for Tarasenko. Still looking for his first point in this series. He's gone 7 games without a point. 13 seconds on the power play. Ekman-Larsson had it blocked by Barclay Goodrow. Batted in deeper for the moment by Ekman-Larsson, but then stopped by Trouba. Kept in by Rodriguez. Out of the box, Trocheck. And Rodriguez missed the net. And it's up into the netting. And Schneider chased back behind the net by Carter Verhaeghe. And he forces a turnover. Reinhart now for Verhaeghe. And a good play by Schneider to get back into it and force the turnover. Wenberg advanced, couldn't get it in. Zibanejad barely did before it's sent back out by Kulikov. Now Zibanejad to the far boards and played out. Verhaeghe with Barkov heading to the net. Verhaeghe, rebound! And it's batted away from the slot by Kreider. Igor Shesterkin, another big stop. Montour tried to go deep up the middle and deflected off a Cooley stick to Kyle Okposo. 4th line on now for Florida. Jack Roslovic, Johnny Brodzinski. Brodzinski got knocked down. They still got a shot and a follow as well. And there is a penalty coming here against Florida.
It's going to be Okposo for interference as he in Game 5. They ended up in some real strange positions in their setup.
Face-off won by Trocheck. He's been the best face-off man in the series on either team. Adam Fox behind the net for Chris Kreider. It winds up high with Zibanejad. Fox now to Panarin for Adam Fox. Kreider, franchise leader in power play goals in the playoffs. Fox with Barkov up high. Sprawling is Ekblad. Fox sends it toward the net, hard off the back wall to Zibanejad. And now Panarin with Barkov, Reinhart, Forsling, and Ekblad killing the penalty for the Panthers. They have a minute and 15 to kill on the Kyle Okposo penalty. A lot of shake and bake by Panarin. Now he tries a one-timer on a setup by Fox. Zibanejad hard around for Fox. Panarin. Trocheck turned it over right onto the tape of Sasha Barkov. And Florida will get 4 new penalty killers out there with 53 still to kill.
And the Rangers will go to a second power play group quickly.
1 out of 14 in the series after they started 10 for 25 at the beginning of these playoffs. Stenlund, good stick up high. Kulikov was trying to send Luostarinen away shorthanded. Florida does not have a shorthanded goal in this series. They have 2 in the playoffs. Gustafsson goes in deeper. Sent it to the corner by Wennberg. It pops right out in front. Lundell's thinking about going on the attack. Has Ekblad with him. They're onside. Centering pass. Too far in front of Ekblad. It's out of the rink with just 7 seconds left on the New York Rangers power play. Trocheck knocked off the play by Tarasenko for Luostarinen. And it gets turned over to Miller. This Lundell line had a tough night for a lot of the night in Game 5 before Lundell scored the go-ahead goal. Paul Maurice credited Tarasenko for keeping his 2 young line mates positive and engaged. On the bench, good block by Luostarinen as Schneider tried to set it toward the net. Now Tarasenko. Banked ahead, nice pass, indirect to Luostarinen. Trying to work inside on Schneider. And he got the puck right to the crease. Ekman Larsson. Luostarinen, Okposo. Blocked off the skate of DeAndre Miller. Florida tries to come back quickly. Okposo without a lot of help from his teammates. They come on now after completing a line change. Ekman Larsson missed Steven Lawrence. And the crowd likes the hit as Cooley got knocked down in the corner by Dmitry Kulikov. Here's the 33-year-old defenseman. Kulikov up to the line, tipped in by Lawrence. And now Cooley. Nice pass. Hedel with some speed. Ekblad trying to get back. Cooley shot it wide to the short side. A long ricochet was played out by Lawrence. Lawrence intercepted at center ice. Played it to Rodriguez. Handed it off for Bennett. And his shot stymied by Goodrow. Centering pass. A little too hard for Bennett, but blasted by Forsling. And squeezed by Shesterkin. 96-mile-an-hour slap shot from Gus Forsling. Handled by Igor Shesterkin. Miller backhanded it out. Lundell. And now Mikkola. He sends it in. Lindgren double team behind the goal line. Still managed to play it away to Fox. Intercepted by Luostarinen. Picked up his first point in this series with an assist in Game 5. Here's Lundell back for Luostarinen. Lundell for Luostarinen again. It hopped over his stick. At the line, it's Ekman Larsson. That one wound up being deflected right in on Igor Shesterkin. Kaapo Kakko. Picked out by Bobrovsky. Kakko, the only Ranger in the offensive end. Now he has some help. Here comes Trouba. Out on defense now for the moment with Gustafsson. That's the third D pair tonight. Goodrow played it back to Gustafsson. High in the air and taken down by Kulikov. Tkachuk. As we're down to a minute to go in the first period. Bennett tried to center. It got picked off and cleared by Gustafsson. Turning quickly, Bennett for Rodriguez. Back to Bennett. He scores! Sam Bennett is fourth. With under a minute to go in the first period, it's 1-0 Florida.
The Rangers coaches right here think this play is offside. Bennett rockets this shot over the glove of Shesterkin. This is going to be close. Bennett to Rodriguez and then right back on the tee. This is powdered. There's the play that they will look at. It'll be from the camera on the other side of the ice that will give them a definitive look. The Rangers still looking at this. The coaches are talking to their video coaches back in the room. They're going to ask Peter Laviolette one more time, challenge or no challenge. He's trying to get as many looks at this as he can.
And now Chris Rudy, I think, is telling him that's enough time, and they're not going to challenge it. Got deflected to the near corner. Zibanejad with Tkachuk in hot pursuit. 8 seconds in the period. Turnover up high. And Rodriguez fanned as he tried to fire one last puck at Shesterkin. Bennett the goal, his 6th of the playoffs, his 4th in this series. +6 in the second period and +13 in the third period.
As PK said in the studio, the Rangers big boys. I mean, I know it's 18 skaters out here, but those big guys, they got to get going here. Just nothing of any threat in the first period.
Bennett centers one and a hand pass as Tkachuk was about to go in alone.
Aggressive side to their game, a simplicity to their game that is different from the Rangers, but they've got to match it. And to your point, Sean, like the best players, what I would worry about is they've played so much, whether they have anything left in the tank.
Lundell shot knocked down, rebound, Tarasenko, that one over the net. A rare sloppy rebound left by Shesterkin. Forsling. Now Luostarinen. Lundell trying to power it out in front. He got stopped at the goal line, and here's Zibanejad. Kreider on the move. He can really skate. That pass was a little bit too far ahead of him. Yeah, there's definitely the cumulative effect. You would think it would be harder and harder to play against this Florida team, not only as games go along, but as the series go along, with just a day off in between. Poso poked it in behind for Luostarinen. Trying to move away from Miller. And it's taken away by Wenberg. Gustafsson made sure he got to the red line. Then as he sent it in, he broke his stick. And he's heading off anyway. Kulikov got it to the line, not out. Miller keeps it in again. DeAndre Miller, and a save made up in the chest of Sergei Bobrovsky. Face off, draw back by Trocheck, but not handled by New York. And it's sent into the zone. It'll be a hand pass if Tkachuk touches it. And Bennett played it. Now Trocheck with Bennett into forecheck. Bennett has the only goal of the game. He takes it away from Lindgren. Centers. Winds up with Montour. And that's off the arm of Shesterkin and behind the net. Now Trocheck up from Lafreniere. Lafreniere's had a quiet night, a rare quiet night. 4 goals in the last 3 games for him. 4 goals tied for the most in this series now with Bennett after his tally in the first period. Pitched along by Reinhart. Verhaeghe with Schneider closing in. Reinhart blocked by Miller, who poked it up the wall but not out. Played back by Ekman Larsson. Went past Verhaeghe behind the net. He's tangled up with Schneider. Reinhart centers one, and a kick saved by Shesterkin on the Ekman-Larsson drive. Barkov played it into the corner. Reinhart set it up top. Ekman-Larsson, that hit traffic out in front. Barkov and Goodrow were there. And the Rangers struggling to clear. Miller got it up near the line, and finally it's nudged out by Goodrow, and then he shoved down Barkov. Here's Sam Reinhart. Unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. Great timing for him after a 57-goal regular season. And a guy who can help you in many other aspects of the game beyond just goal scoring. They'll make every effort they can to keep him in Florida. Roslovic sent it down low, blocked by Tarasenko, and played out by Lundell. Roslovic's gone quiet after a good start to these playoffs. He had a 5-game point streak to start the playoffs. That's sent on net from up high by Trouba. Rangers won their first 7 games of these playoffs, tying the franchise record. The only other time they won 7 in a row to open the postseason, 1994, the last time they won the Stanley Cup. There have been a lot of parallels with that team, including this situation right here. That team was down 3 games to 2 in the conference final to New Jersey. Won games 6 and 7 in legendary fashion, the promise by Mark Messier.
Built a goaltending department a few years ago when Bill Zito took over as GM. And
there's a tough angle shot by Forsling. Sounded like it hit the side of the net. Forsling's back on the puck again. It was bouncing. He just did keep it in.
Just to finish that in the game's most important position, and they wanted to put more resources to it.
Wow, rolling puck and a stick on it by Alex Wenberg to poke it in the direction of Bobrovsky, 2-year-old from Russia. He could tell right away he was going to have a great career. Here's Fox. DeAndre Miller had to go off the skate of Tarasenko. Miller again off Mikkola up in the air. Good pressure by the Rangers trying to get the equalizer in a must-win game 6 or their season's over. Tarasenko couldn't find it at his feet. Down low, Kakko with one hand on his stick. Fox came up from the point to try to help. Now he and Hedl battle, and they couldn't keep it inside the zone. Hedl back to Miller.
Miller and Fox out here together on that offensive zone faceoff and the rest of this shift.
Bennett. Now Tkachuk stopped on the backhand. He wanted a holding call. He was gesturing toward Chris Rooney. And the Rangers are offside at the other end. Artemi Panarin running out of time to be a major factor in this series. No goals in 8 games now. Here's Lawrence. Double teamed as he tried to take it to the forehand by Fox and Cooley. Crowd wanted a call. None forthcoming. And that's an icing call against New York. Zibanejad and Bennett, the face-off controlled by Bennett. Miller stepped up to poke it back into the offensive end. Tkachuk had it go through Wenberg. Here's Kreider down low. That's off the side of the net. Rare good opportunity for the Rangers. Miller played it in. Forsling. In the corner. Wenberg got it back to Miller. It comes right back to the net front off the back wall. And got swept away by the Panthers.
The Rangers bench jumped up. They thought that was going into the net, and it just was. It's almost like a force field in front of Bobrovsky. Nobody could get a handle on it.
Here's Barkov just on. Steps around Miller. Walks right out in front. Lifted it over the net. Trying to go soft to the upper part of the net. And didn't convert. Now Hedl the other way on Mikkola. Teammates a year ago. Trouba fanned. And it's chopped off the netting, deflected out as Hedel sent it toward the net.
They have to feel that another chance is coming. Kreider's in clean. Bobrovsky took the angle away, and the puck is wide. This is the one from the front of the net. As Zibanejad has it hop over his stick, the puck is bouncing. Look, Bobrovsky's looking right. Zibanejad sees it, and if that puck sits flat, it's in the net. But when you're 0-10, 0 goals in 10 games, the puck bounces on you. They just have to keep pulling away, pushing away. The chances are there. They must feel close.
Panthers fortunate that didn't hit Bobrovsky's skate as it bounced toward the front of the net. With Bob looking in the opposite direction. Carter Verhaeghe walks toward the slot. Shot it in wide off the back of the net. Here comes loose to Trocheck, Panarin. Gustafsson with some speed through center ice. He banked it in. Ekblad pursued by Lafreniere. Ekblad had 6 hits and 5 block shots in Game 5. His best performance of this series. Both of those numbers led all players in Game 5. Verhaeghe slides it in, sending Lundell on his way. Puts the brakes on. Trying to get away from Gustafsson. Lafreniere couldn't handle it. Thrown to an open corner by Tarasenko. Trouba played it quickly. Gustafsson up ahead, not out. Kulikov got it to Tarasenko, who had it for just a fraction. And we're down to 20 seconds to go in the second period. Played in by Trocheck. One last line change for Peter Laviolette.
10 seconds.
7 seconds in the period. Bennett. And a whistle with 1.4 to go. And a skirmish.
Second or into the third, down a goal, and the Panthers 20 minutes from advancing to the Stanley Cup final.
Rangers could be 20 minutes from their season being over. Ray, Kreider, Zibanejad, Panarin. If the Rangers are going to extend their season, you would think somebody has to step to the forefront among that trio.
114 goals in the regular season, 1 in this series. The only real chance for those 3 in the game, and really you can throw Vinny Trocheck in there tonight too, because he's been so great for them, is that one that hopped over Zibanejad's stick late in period 2. This is it. You got nothing else to save it for. Whatever you have in the tank, it's time to empty it.
And the one goal by that trio, Kreider, Zibanejad, and Panarin, was from Kreider shorthanded in the last game. And that was set up on a bad turnover at his own blue line by Matthew Tkachuk that sent New York away in a 2-on-1. Bennett threw it out in front. And it got cleared away. Bennett has the only goal of this game. That came in the first period of the final minute of period 1 from Evan Rodriguez. Here's Reinhart into the right wing corner for Barkov, nudged by Miller. Chris Kreider and Verhaeghe held each other off. Now Sam Reinhart. Aaron Ekblad a drive, and it's smothered by Shesterkin.
I just don't know how satisfied the Panthers can be, because there's been no real control of the game as they've had through large portions of the other 4 or 5.
Here's Kreider trying to break in, and a beautiful diving play by Gustav Forsling. Miller sends it across. It went through Schneider and off the boards to Ekblad. Boy, Forsling is such a good player and underappreciated offensively as well. Here's Lundell. Cross ice. Off the wall to Eetu Luostarinen. Got away from Zibanejad. Stopped by Miller. Picked up by Anton Lundell. Off Kreider, but still to Dmitry Kulikov. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Rebound. Tarasenko. Stopped by Shesterkin.
That might be a season saver right there. What a save by Shesterkin.
Tarasenko, who's overdue to get his first point in this series. No goals in the last 7 games for Vladimir Tarasenko. His 46th career postseason goal, big part of the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup victory in 2019.
Back up Ekblad and shoot it through him, but Bobrovsky sharp 2 times in a row.
What is the fourth line for New York tonight is on. And a battle for possession along the near boards. And it comes straight to Kulikov, pursued by Roslovic, who's out with Brodzinski and Cooley. Now Lawrence pokes it ahead. Lawrence double teamed behind the goal line. Poso sends it around to the near wall. Stenlund looked to see if he had somebody at the point. He does have Ekman Larsson. Stenlund knocked down Fox. And Mikkola is back on it. I would assume, Ray, in this situation, if in doubt, if you're a defenseman for Florida, thinking about pinching in, don't do it.
You might be a little more cautious. Their game, though, is stay up, stay in. One thing they won't do is risk a pass dangerously backwards.
Zibanejad drops it off. Lindbergh got flattened by Brandon Montour. That sends the Panthers in a hurry the other way. Tarasenko trying to cut in front. And he got cut off by Jacob Trouba, who lost the puck as he approached his own blue line. 5 minutes gone by third period. 1-0 Florida on a Sam Bennett first period goal. The Panthers lead this series 3-2, trying to wrap it up and go to the Stanley Cup final for the second year in a row. Offside, Florida. Lundell got away from Hedel. That's deflected up in the air by Schneider. Batted toward the line by Goodrow. Blasted over the net by Kulikov. Now Schneider. They can try to go for that home run pass a bit more frequently. See if they can spring somebody. But they're having a hard time getting it into the zone, working it step by step. That's blocked by Kulikov. Good work on the back check by Hedel to stop Barkov. Deflects off Goodrow. Kakko there to help Goodrow. Ekblad pestered from behind by Goodrow. Lindgren had it blocked by Ekblad. Gloved away but not out. Fox. Hand off to Kakko. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Rolled off him toward the corner. Rangers with some pressure here. Trying to get the equalizer. Here's Barkov. Stopped by Shesterkin. It was Panarin on the back check. Doing all he could to make it harder for the Florida captain. Ed Manning, Fox to Panarin. And Ekblad got in front of him. Forsling stopped by Trocheck. Trocheck had 8 hits through the first 2 periods. One shy of his season high for the entire year. Not getting shots, but he's still a physical presence. Lafreniere forced back by Tkachuk. 13 minutes to go. Tkachuk had his stick lifted. Good play by Kreider. Now Kreider has it. Clanged off his stick, and then he didn't get enough on the pass. Back to Jacob Trouba, and that one's up into the netting.
He's using the high flip a lot today. The Rangers, when they don't have a play, they'll throw it across the ice high. It's like an east to west pass, just trying to clear some space.
Bobrovsky played it along. Now Bennett. Dump and chase. He goes around the defenseman, centers one. And Lafreniere was in the right place. It was Lindgren who watched the cat go around him. Trocheck had such a great postseason. He has stepped to the forefront, including in this series, while their other big guns have been largely silent. Schneider couldn't keep it in. Tkachuk will head off after forechecking for a moment. Panarin dumps it in. Panarin tried to set it down low. Lundell blocked it. He slides it ahead, hoping that Luostarinen could get there first. Luostarinen won the puck. Center! Score! Lundell put it out in front. And what a time
Schneider, and Tarasenko on the back door. Skated all the way to the far post. Slams it in the net, and the Panthers are up 2-0.
Which feels like an enormous lead with the way they play. Vladimir Tarasenko, his third of the playoffs, his first point in this series. He had gone 7 games without a point and 8 games without a goal since Game 3 at Boston in the second round. Lundell and Luostarinen, the assist at 9:08. And this building has erupted.
In Game 5, I thought this Lundell line was the best line for the Panthers in the third period as they put Game 5 away. Lundell takes this play as Luostarinen had gone down and taken the puck from Miller. Lundell's next, and Tarasenko, who came from about 20 feet behind the play, beats all the Rangers to the far post.
And the Panthers trying to change quickly. Forsling comes on defense. Backhanded in deep by Lafreniere. Bobrovsky couldn't possess the puck. Trouba drive. And that one just missed. Trying to catch Bobrovsky, scrambling to get back in the net. 8:20 to go. 2-0 Florida in Game 6. A Florida win, and they're on to the Stanley Cup Final for the second year in a row. Last team to go to the Stanley Cup Final in the season after losing in the Cup Final was Pittsburgh in 2009. And when they got back, the Penguins, they avenged their loss to the Detroit Red Wings in the 2008 Cup Final. The Penguins won it in 2009. Well, Poso couldn't gather in at the offensive blue line. Lindgren fell down in the corner. 7:45 to go. And the clock feels like it's flying for the New York Rangers. Lindgren, Stenlund comes in. The forecheck, the pressure, relentless. In all zones of the ice. And an icing call against New York.
So while as small as the margins are across the board, the Panthers have been the better team, and now they're 6 minutes away from going to the Stanley Cup Final.
Here's Bennett. Had the first goal, trying to dangle through Gustafsson, and the puck slid into the corner. Lafreniere. Hard around. Trocheck trying to get there. Montour was there first. Here comes to Bennett. Checked by Lafreniere, and it's banked out by Tkachuk. Mikkola almost took it away from Fox, and he had a path to the net. Mikkola put it on net. Shesterkin hangs on, and then as Rodriguez approached, Igor stuck his arm out and made Rodriguez wobble a bit.
Brilliant, and you can see where the frustration would bubble over a bit.
Under 6 minutes to go. 2-0 Florida. Bennett and Tarasenko the goals. They're onside. Bobrovsky had trouble with a little slow roller. But Barkov was there to bank it out. Verhaeghe the interception as Miller failed to clear. Then Zibanejad worked to get it back for New York. 5.5 minutes to go. Ekblad got it out. And Reinhart couldn't take off. A Florida win would make it 5 straight years with a Florida team in the Stanley Cup Final. Tampa Bay went 3 straight years, won 2 Stanley Cups. Lost to Colorado in the third of those 3 straight appearances. And then the Panthers went to the final last year and lost to the Vegas Golden Knights. Here's Luostarinen one-on-one. Working on Lindgren. Kulikov pinched in. Now Roslovic. Lindgren joins the rush. Got knocked off the puck by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson for so long playing on the teams that weren't very good in Arizona and Vancouver. Now late in his career, perhaps a chance to win a Stanley Cup in his first year with the Panthers. 4:20 to go. Shesterkin. Bennett on it again behind the centers one. Reinhart denied. Fox got a stick in. Ray, if you're Peter Laviolette and you get it to the offensive end, how early down by 2 do you think about pulling the goalie?
3 minutes. Like there's no need to wait. Your chances are so hard to come by here, and you're going to have to take a chance.
3:45 remaining. Fox keeps it in. It went past Lafreniere. Crowd derisively chanting Igor's name. He's been fantastic. This series could have been over quite a while ago without the brilliant play of Igor Shesterkin. Centering pass and a cross-ice pass took Panarin out of the zone. And Gustafsson, upset with himself, slammed his stick down after that errant pass. Rangers are changing. Panarin waits. Centers. Follow-up shot by Edel. Shesterkin still in the net with 3 minutes to go on a sliding block by Tarasenko. And it's played out by Lundell.
Can't overlook what Bobrovsky's done in this series either. Overshadowed by Shesterkin, but fantastic in his own right in the Florida cage.
And trying for his second shutout of this series. And the shutout in Game 1 at MSG. Shesterkin's creeping out. He started toward the net. He hasn't gone all the way yet. 2.5 to go. Not sure why they're waiting. Centering pass by Trouba. Miller knocks it down as they keep it in. The goalie's out. Panarin is on. Here's a shot that goes wide. Trouba. Blocked by Lundell. 2:15 to go. Fans on their feet here at Amerant Bank Arena. Slid down by Rodriguez. And an icing call against the Panthers.
The Rangers, can they get one against this steadfast Florida defense?
That's off the stick of Ekblad and off the back glass. 2 minutes to go. The net empty for the Rangers. They did score 6-on-5 goal in the last game. In the final minute by Alexis Lafreniere. Fox tees it up. Zibanejad broke his stick. And he's back to get another one. Panarin scores! Top shelf! And the Rangers are on the board and still alive in Game 6. And maybe, Ray, the play needs to be that Zibanejad needs to go to the bench to get a stick, because he had to do it the other night right before Lafreniere scored the 6-on-5 goal.
What are the chances? Zibanejad's now out of the play, as you mentioned, but the Panthers don't get the puck out of the zone. This is a great shot by Panarin. He's got enough room, which he hasn't found. And where do you beat Bobrovsky? It's not on the glove. It's right by his ear. This one is in the net, and this is exactly as the other night was. 1:40 left. The other night it was closer to 40 seconds, but the Rangers with this time will take a timeout and regroup and get some rest for their big boys to try and chase the game-tying goal.
In Game 5, Lafreniere's goal came with 50 seconds left to make it 3-2. And the Panthers held on. 49-goal regular season. Still plenty of time. Shesterkin back in for the moment. And Fox with Reinhart forechecking. Cross ice, Zibanejad. It went past Kreider. Shesterkin's coming out with 1:20 to go. Luostarinen with Zibanejad kicking it to Kreider. Panarin behind the net, Lafreniere. Zibanejad to Fox. Tipped by Luostarinen. It stays in the zone. They're pressuring Fox up high. 1 minute to go in regulation. Put on net by Zibanejad. Blocked down by Bobrovsky. Gloved down by Zibanejad. Blasted out by Barkov. Reinhart with the net empty. Double teamed and hit up high by Lafreniere. Rangers get it back in the zone. They're onside. 43 seconds to go in Game 6. Kreider shoved by Ekblad and kept the puck. It comes to the near wall for Panarin. It squirts out to Forsling. He lost it ahead. Zibanejad and Tkachuk in a race. 25 seconds to go. Panarin dropped it back. Lafreniere knocked off the puck. Montour didn't want to risk an icing with an attempt toward the empty net. Panarin back into the zone. 13 seconds to go. And the Rangers are back in their own end. Zibanejad, a desperation hit ahead. Mikkola will run out the clock in the corner for the second game in a row. The Florida Panthers repeat as Eastern Conference champions and will head back to the Stanley Cup final.
Every game in this series, except game one, was a one-goal game. Game one was 1-0 with about 4 minutes left. The Rangers hung in. The Panthers were the better team by that much for this series. They deserve to go on. Yeah, they deserve to go on.
Yeah, they are built to win 2-1 games. Paul Maurice said that before the series began. You think back to last year when they swept Carolina, a 4-game sweep, but all 4 games were decided by 1 goal, and 3 of their 4 wins in this series by 1 goal. And as you said, the only one they won by more than 1 was 3-0, and that was 1-0 with 4 minutes to go. The President's Trophy started in 1985-86, only 8 times as the leading point team in the regular season won the Stanley Cup.
You see Shesterkin going through. He gave a hug to his old teammate Vladimir Tarasenko, who turns out to score the series-winning goal, and then an embrace for Sergei Bobrovsky, the brilliance at both ends of the ice and goal. Nothing but disappointment at the moment for the Rangers after a fantastic season. It ends tonight. At some point, they'll be proud of it, but the Panthers still get to play. I can't imagine the feeling they have here. You still get to go. You still get to play. You're now 4 wins away from a Stanley Cup.
Bill Daly will now present the Prince of Wales Trophy to the Eastern Conference champion, Florida Panthers. Accepting the trophy are the 2023-24 Florida Panthers.
The cup is the chant from the crowd here at Emirates Bank Arena. Rapidly growing fan base with the success of the Panthers in these last 2 years. Under Paul Maurice, 4th all-time in the regular season in wins, and the most wins in the league without a Stanley Cup. He'll have his 3rd chance at it in the second as many years.
It is the most anticipated game in the history of Rogers Place. And the excitement of the Oilers on the cusp of a Cup final berth is what you'd expect here in the deafening environs of oil country. Tyler Seguin hoping for a different kind of silent night here at a Game 7 back in Texas. Will it be a Panthers-Oilers Cup final? Or will the Stars be Oilers here tonight? We're underway, Game 6, and it's Seven Bouchard playing it to the Dallas line. Essa Lindell sends it ahead Jason Robertson, Roope Hintz, Tyler Seguin on the ice, and an early whistle, which has been part of the last few games here between these two teams.
Well, and the fans are equally as anxious to get back there again this year.
The McDavid line out for Edmonton at 13 shots, 27 shot attempts in the Game 5 victory. Lindell back at his own line. That's picked up. McDavid had to wait for Hyman to tag up onside. Now sends it in. First touch for Ottinger. Sent around. Seguin trying to chip it past Ekholm, does. Here's Roope Hintz ahead, but Robertson unable to come up with it. Both teams will start their first changes of Game 6. Pass nearly knocked down by Stankoven, who comes out along with Johnston and Ben, the line that scored the only goal for Dallas 2 nights ago. Draisaitl almost came up with that, but it's Stankoven away, red line, and drops it down into the Edmonton zone. Kulak played it up the boards, but not out. Here's Hartley a shot, and that's off Corey Perry, back in the lineup after that. Big hit, a centering pass, and Stankoven unable to get that. In behind Stuart Skinner, the first good look for Dallas. And now back Darnell Nurse, unable to corral that. It may be caught. Back in comes Johnston, and Draisaitl comes back and gets the turnover. There's a collision at center ice. Perry went down heavily, and he'll head off on a an inadvertent collision out at center.
With Mason Marchment, they went head-to-head. They just ran into each other very hard. It created a little bit of a pick, but I think Corey Perry took the worst of it.
Now Duchesne comes out. There's Ryan Suter at center. Stopped up at the line, and it's offside against Dallas. Out comes Kulak, and back in come the Stars. Tyler Seguin's got it down low, broken up by Kulak. Puck is picked off, and here's Robertson turning in the zone. He puts it on goal. Off the blocker of Skinner. Back to Harley at the line. Early pressure here by Dallas. And McDavid with a cool pass. Nugent Hopkins trying to spring Hyman. Here's Zach Hyman trying to twist away from Harley and come out in front. He's upended. Henry coming up. Tanev with the trip. And an early power play for Edmonton.
First mentality right off the first draw in that game. Nugent Hopkins put it on net, and then the rebound goal off the shot by Bouchard.
Lost the draw, but got it back, and now we'll have to regroup back in their own zone as Evan Bouchard's at the controls. 3 points in Game 6 against Vancouver. Swings it to the right side. There's the man who scored both power play goals, Nugent Hopkins. McDavid tried to get it across as Draisaitl was loose on this right side. Back to Bouchard. Now they get it organized. Down for McDavid. There is Draisaitl. Watched carefully by Lindell. Across to McDavid. Moves to the outside. Works his way. What a goal! Nick Wow! 1-0 Edmonton. His 30th point, and Edmonton's got the Kickstarter in Game 6.
Well, sometimes you just let the picture tell the story. How about the ability to make plays in tight? You have to think of his ability to pass the puck, get you thinking, okay, where's he going to put it? Instead, right around Haskin and pulls it to the backhand, up and over Ottinger. He's such a threat with the pass. This time, though, takes it all by himself, pulls it to the middle, and this building is on fire. Thanks to the Oilers captain who's making a one-goal game.
Some Alberta beef thrown on the ice after that goal. Connor McDavid staking Edmonton to the early lead, and now 3 power play goals in their last 4 opportunities. Mason Marchment gloves that down. He'll flip the backhand into Oiler territory. Marchment along with Dadonov and Duchesne as it comes around for Dylan Holloway. That was the first shot on goal for Edmonton in Game 6. Harley at at the wheel, up ahead for Duchesne, onto the left side as Dadonov tips it deep and heads off on a change. Dylan Holloway scored the first goal of Game 6 against Vancouver. That pass picked off by Pavelski. Still looking for his first point of this series. Kulak under duress. Pavelski now put it in front, and Skinner with a good stick and holds on. Up ahead, a touch pass from Ben to the right side, and Tanev plays it deep. Wyatt Johnston, who has goals in 3 straight. After it along with Ben, cycled back, but past Johnston, and Harley stepped up. Harley with assists in his last 2, still looking for his first goal of this series. Trying to find Johnston, and now Stankoven. He's knocked down, and out comes Edmonton. Matthias Janmark down that left flank against Tanev. Tries to tie up Tanev along the inboards, and Derek Ryan in the fray back at center on the 4th line. Harley back out, finds Duchesne on the right side. Cutting in, put on the brakes, but lost the handle, and now play called, and too many men on the ice, and looks like it's going against Edmonton. The Oilers have been called for too many men in these playoffs. Boston leading in that department with 7. And so a critical power play for the Stars. Hintz up top along with Ben, and there's Robertson, Heiskanen, and Hintz. Ben's pass broken up by Janmark, and Edmonton tried to kill a playoff record, 26 consecutive. They'll jam away in the corner. Nugent Hopkins in the middle of it. Steve Lucian, smartly played by Henrique to get it down into the Dallas zone. And a quick change as fresh penalty killers come out. Around for Janmark, who has that short-handed goal for Edmonton. Here's Ben on the left side. Kick back for Heiskanen. They'll send it around deep. It'll reach Robertson on that right side. Back to Heiskanen. Returns to Robertson. Tracked there by Brown. Turns it back to Heiskanen. Shot! Knocked down in front. And Edmonton sends it to center. Another penalty kill change for the Oilers as Hintz and Ben bumped at the line, and Derek Ryan will clear.
And as the pressure again, just giving the Dallas Stars trouble. You could sense there they were trying to pull it down and draw 4 guys deep in the zone and then bring it back out to the point to give themselves a little bit of time. But the Oilers penalty kill has been working in unison through this 9-game stretch at an incredible run.
Here's Pavelski whipped it across. Stankoven and Skinner comes across and squares up to the shooter.
Skinner was able to have the time to get square to that shot.
Here's a look for Duchesne, and that went off Henrique. And a chance to clear, and Ryan McLeod will send it back to center. We're 9 minutes into the opening period, and a dozen seconds remaining in the first power play of the game for Dallas. Stankoven, Harley, across, and that shot missed the mark. Stankoven along the boards, and back on the ice, Ryan. There's a playoff record for Edmonton. 26 consecutive penalty kills. Pressure remains, though. Here's Stankoven. Taking a look. Firing it across. That shot wide of the cage again. Stankoven up with it. He got straight arm there by Hyman. A board battle ensues, and Johnson trying to dig it out. It's loose in front. Pavelski. Skinner to stop. Rebound loose. And McLeod is there. What a chance for Joe Pavelski to get off the Schnaub. And now out to center for Hyman. He's got a man loose in front. Area pass. Out. Otter may have got a piece on that chance for Matthias Janmark. Left alone in front. Steele dumps it back in. Dadonov after it. Along the board, Mason Marchment. Sam Steele tied up. Puck still loose, and McDavid trying to flip it towards Hyman. Kept alive by Dadonov. Sharp angle short side shot. Skinner with the stop, and Steele after it. Dadonov again. Tried to center, it's onto the stick of Draisaitl. His pass ricochets to Bouchard. And now McDavid to work. Over the line, drops to Draisaitl. Kick back to Bouchard. Draisaitl up. Fan on the one-timer. Went behind the net. He gets it back. Cracked there by Heiskanen. Bouchard will move up. Here's Evan Bouchard looking back towards McDavid, but cycles it into the corner. Holloway up there by Hintz. Dallas clears. Draisaitl speeding back, and both teams in the midst of changes as Draisaitl full throttle into the zone. He'll fan on that shot, tumbles into the boards. As it's flipped away to center, Ceci getting back with Robertson in pursuit of the puck. Ryan Suter hands that away. Holloway in, drops off. Nurse looked across, trying to get that pass to Henrique. Robertson dumping it out to center, and Evander Kane back inside his own line. Up into the zone, Suter playing it away from Henrique. Heavy traffic there in front of both benches. A lot of fans calling for too many men there.
There's guys jumping off on both benches, you're right. Both teams worried about being the extra guy.
There's Matt Duchene. Oh, quick hit there. Nurse stepped into him, but Duchene up and stayed with the puck. Got it to Dadonov, and a centering pass knocked to the corner. So Darnell Nurse making his physical presence felt here again early in Game 6. That was stopped up the line, kept in by McDavid. Here he goes again with a pirouette. Plays it back to Bouchard. The Moose blocks this puck by Pavelski. Into the corner it goes, and onto the stick of Nugent Hopkins. Zach Hyman plays from the corner, trying to get it to McDavid. Knocked down there by Pavelski, who's been noticeable here in the first 13 minutes of Game 6. Got it again. One-on-one. He'll shoot it, and that'll stick to Skinner. In this game, 16 in the last 7 periods. And a loose puck almost found in front by Kane. Seguin spins it across ice to the Edmonton line. Ceci there to chop it away. Alex Petrovic, the Edmonton product, nearly got knocked over the board by Kane. Up ahead it comes, played, and away goes Holloway trying to dig in. Ceci, breakaway! He had the puck knocked off his stick on a slash, and Edmonton's got another power play coming up.
Go in the back of the net off of McDavid, and it's all about the adjustments for this power play. You think you got an idea of how to shut them down, and they are so creative and so dangerous.
So back at 30% on the power play in this series at 3 for 10. Draisaitl kicks it off. McDavid's on the move. Here he comes into the net, and unable to finish that time. Looks for it behind the cage, and it's played past Bouchard and down the ice.
So now watch, you've seen twice now McDavid just aggressively. He almost tried to cut in front of the net there. And so as a Dallas defender, you're thinking, okay, I got to be aggressive now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull up and distribute the puck the next time after baiting it into thinking he's going to the net.
He's up to 9 points in this series now. Bouchard couldn't reach the pass, and they'll have to re-rack. At center, Bouchard back, and McDavid back at the wheel. Draisaitl trying to return feed, but there's Cannon there. Great back pressure. McDavid takes it away. Up in front. Roll it wide. What a play by 97 to spring Hyman, and now Bouchard checked it. Turned back by Hintz. 97 back in. It's been a master class. Scores! Zach Hyman from McDavid. 2-0 Edmonton.
Strikes again. I mentioned just the mission right now for McDavid is all over the puck. Tanev thinks he's got time. Instead, here's the first chance by Hyman off the stick of McDavid, and then off what looks like just an easy play. A little chip to the outside, draws 2 men to him, and you just leave the one guy who's most dangerous open. And that's what Connor McDavid does well. You have to be worried about his speed and his threat. He finds the open man, and like he's done all season long, in that range, Zach Hyman makes it a 2-0 game.
This building on fire. And the Oilers, the formula for success was 2 power play goals 2 nights ago, and they have a pair of power play markers here. Zach Hyman, the leading goal scorer in the playoffs, has his 14th. And McDavid has his 10th point. Here's Markman a backhand. Stopped by Skinner. A pushback by Dallas. It'll come to Duchesne. Oh, he had him up top. Unable to find the back of the net. Close call there. As Duchesne looks for his first of this series. And Henrique will relieve the pressure with a flick up to center. Ryan Suter was in the box. On that second goal, he dumps it back into the Edmonton zone. Pavelski comes out, another 39-year-old. 2 of them on the ice for the Stars right now with the youngster Maverick Bourque playing it in. Back is Derek Ryan, a spin out there from Pavelski, who ends up on the puck. Bourque trying to dig it loose. Ryan Johnston behind the net, and now Bourque battling for him. Along the boards, Ryan continues. It'll come loose. In behind that, Johnston tries to jam. He is flattened, and Skinner will cover. With 2 minutes remaining here in the opening period. 40 seconds gone on the power play as Heiskanen plays it back, and Roope Hintz is at the controls. Flipping it through for Robertson. Back for Heiskanen. The mark there with Connor Brown on the kill. Heiskanen shooting, and that goes wide. Ricochets to Ben. Walking in, centers in the blue paint. But knocked away. Ben on it. Heiskanen across. Here's Seguin. Into the slot. It'll be bumped back to Heiskanen. Ben with it in front. And Cody Ceci clears it to the boards. And Connor Brown sends it the length of the ice.
Jamie Benn upset with himself there. He just was thinking pass. Instead, the opportunity to shoot was right there. Any kind of a rebound, you had 2 Dallas Stars in the vicinity. Instead, the pass gets picked off.
Here comes Duchesne. They've had a couple of power play shots. Stankoven neatly took that pass, centered it. McLeod there doesn't clear. Harley for Pavelski. He couldn't handle it. And that one forced out by Henrique. Final minute, opening period. And the final 10 seconds here of this second Dallas power play. Back in. Johnston has it knocked off his stick. There's Broberg battling behind the net. Played to Stankoven, and it comes out. You'll hear the roar with Kulak back on the ice. And another successful kill. It's 27 consecutive. Duchesne plays that to the net, and Skinner will hold on with digging in on this last face-off of the period. Plays it to the boards. That's going to do it. Edmonton with only 3 shots on goal. But a 2-goal lead.
Sense that they can taste the opportunity to get there, and that first period was about as good as you could have to try to make it happen.
Multiple for those guys. Connor McDavid's working on number 1, trying to get there against the Florida Panthers in the next round. But work to be done, and the work will have to be done, it would appear, without Evander Kane, who does not come out for the second. Here comes Wyatt Johnston, unable to get the shot to the net. Moving up is Heiskanen. He'll put on the brakes. Fine, Johnston. Shot on. Ben trying to chop it out of midair. Close calls. This top line for Dallas has another look.
We go back to game 3. It was the second period start by this line that really just changed that entire game. An early lead like this by the Edmonton Oilers, and
Stick of Henrique who starts back. Aerial it for Holloway, who gets hit hard along the boards by March, but Henrique gets thrown. And McDavid getting a double shift, nearly deflected that in. Henrique up with it. He'll hand it off. Looks for return. Connor McDavid. Oh, off the post. He'll try and stuff it in. An Oiler in behind Ottinger, but the puck didn't get in behind.
well, you mentioned the fact that Kane is out of line, so who are you going to put in? Well, a quick shift back-to-back with McDavid. It almost pays off for Chris Knoblauch. 2 great chances by the Oilers captain.
Now up ahead for Sam Steele, the Ardrossan, Alberta product. He's after it in the corner. Big hit there by Ryan on Steele. Maverick Bourque looking for it. Number 1 pick for the Dallas Stars out of the Quebec League in 2020. Here's Bourque laying it back along the boards. Looking for it there against CC. Dadonov on the outside of the fray as Steele works it loose. Back to Bourque. Here's Bourque with a stuff. And that just missed. Bourque again sends it wide. Dadonov with a center pass denied. Steele with it. Dallas continues to push here. Heiskanen with the Oilers trapped in their own zone. And Dallas changing. Fresh troops arrive. And that shot off a stick and out. Shots are 17-6. In favor of Dallas, 15-4 and even strength. Bouchard tried to send that up to center, but denied. And now, the puck stolen, but Nugent Hopkins able to play it to the line. Look out, hits off the post. Rugby hits with just 3 shots on goal in 3.5 games. Hits the post on Dallas's best look of the second. Now Hyman tried to beat out an icing call, but Harley able to win the race, much to the disagreement of the fans here at Rogers Place. BB Ben, one open wing. Lindell will bump it further. Kulak's got some time. Dallas changing. And here's Broberg, who got the big 3rd goal 2 nights ago. McLeod unable to track that down. A quick counter here. And Robertson checked on the play as Kulak got back. Kept in at the line. That shot knocked down in front. And Skinner will stop with hits in tight. Tanev across. Harley shoots a deflection in front. As Robertson looked for the tip. Did he turn his stick over like Johnston? Hard to tell. The hits a swing and a miss. The grass settles out. He'll send it down past Harley and get there first. Big Leon Draisaitl and Tanev comes across to angle him off the puck. Harley and Tanev start Dallas back. In they come. Robertson to the middle. Knocked off his stick, and Lindell had it come out. They've got to tag up. 5:05 left, second period. Still a 2-goal Edmonton lead. Off McDavid and deep. Miro Heiskanen, who has been the busiest player in this series, time on ice. A backhand that doesn't get to the net. Disrupted by Ekholm, who scored the empty netter here in Game 4. Gives it ahead to McDavid. Shifting gears on Heiskanen. He'll cut back, play it to Bouchard with the shot. And steered away by Oettinger. Played out by Seguin. Marchment with a little run on McDavid, who sent it back into the Dallas zone. Here's Mason Marchment, stopped up by Broberg. Hyman right back in. Zach Hyman in and around behind the net with some speed. Swivels it back. Kane's out there now with Henrique to the line. Broberg from the spot. He scored 2 nights ago. This one gloved and held.
Here in this series is create a bit of a cushion. They couldn't get that 3rd goal before. Trying to do it now.
Fans trying to get in Ottinger's kitchen as Ekholm tried to get it to the net. Deflected wide. There's Bouchard shooting loose in front. McDavid, Hyman trying to center with Oettinger. Out of position briefly, and Dallas has to ice the puck. No center ice face-off, won by Dallas. Looking for a final minute goal to change the momentum of this night. But McDavid back defensively. He's been as noticeable defensively as he has offensively here tonight. And probably not just tonight. Sharp angle shot there by Steele. Played to the line, and Hyman able to work it out, but Sam Steele back in. Now Cody Ceci make sure it gets deep. Oettinger with stumble. Knocked down there by Nugent Hopkins. There's Nugent Hopkins for McDavid. Trying to spin off a check. Hyman in front, but couldn't get a shot away. Dying seconds. They'll look for a buzzer beater here as it comes across. Bouchard at the horn as Oettinger will make the final stop of this second period. Can they take it home? And can they take it to Florida? 20 minutes, maybe more, if Pete DeBoer gets his way.
Well, these are the moments that you work all the time during the regular season for, and if you're the Oilers on home ice with this lead, you've got to keep that pedal forward, keep the puck going forward in the zone, and don't sit back and try to defend this thing up.
Here's Rupe, hits to the attack early in the third. A shot that was slowed up by Ekholm. Robertson follows it by Bouchard, and McDavid's out. Got Nugent Hopkins, give it go, and it will right to Oettinger. Oilers allowed 3 goals against in games 6 and 7 combined against Vancouver. 1 goal against so far, game 5 and 6 combined against Dallas. Both teams' first changes of the third. Harley ahead off the stick of Stankoven. That kid line with Jamie Benn out for Dallas. They got the goal the other night. Draisaitl storming after this. Looking for his first shot of this game. He's got 50 consecutive playoff games with at least 1 shot on goal. Back is Stankoven. Can't barge through. Here comes Draisaitl. Into the corner. Watched by Tanev. Just drops it in there. And McLeod trying to team up with Perry-Deep. Pop loose for Benn. They're at the end of a shift, and so they'll just get it in and get off. Tyler Seguin checks in, a Stanley Cup winner in 2011 as a member of the Boston Bruins. Enrico dropping inside the lineup. Lead pass trying to spring Seguin, but it's an icing call against Dallas.
The biggest improvement you've seen from this Edmonton team, and not often for the Oilers here in this one.
They've won 54% of the draws, and from that scrum, it's pushed back to Harley, and that changed direction. Skinner had to be sharp.
Boy, that might be his best right there, and it's Joe Pavelski, as you mentioned, just 1 goal in this playoffs, trying desperately to get something, comes into that high slot, gets the tip down, and the squeeze of the arm there. You could see Skinner even shuffling across, was sliding to his right, squeezed the arm back to the other side.
Pavelski, so known for the chance here, and he shot it high, loose at the side of the net. Clearly, Pavelski at his most dangerous in this series here tonight. That went through with off Skinner with Robertson on the doorstep. Oilers trapped up here. Pavelski seemed to be shaken up there. Looked at the official as if he thought a call should have been pending. It'll come across for Harley. Tanev trying to sift it through. Off by Nugent Hopkins. That'll gain favor with Coach Chris Knobloch. Another defensive play by Nugent Hopkins, but pressure continues. Hits for Harley, and Nugent Hopkins will clear.
That was like a road hockey goaltender, wasn't it? Yeah, mini sticks, just making sure nothing gets through, and perfect weight on that draw down there to not take the icing and get the change.
Heiskanen sends it back in. You sense a push mounting from Dallas here. Comes to Lindell. Played it to the side of the net. That was blocked by Kulak, who knocks his man down. Nurse up the boards, and Edmonton's up. Dylan Holloway, red line and in. Oettinger to play that with Holloway speeding in on the forecheck, but now it's Patrick Moore up off the skeet of Lindell. And Kulak ahead to another Albertan as Holloway sends it in. Oettinger out to play that, and Heiskanen ahead. Jamie Benn's on the move. Chips it in and goes after it against Broberg. Ran Broberg into the boards. Johnston goes after it. He's tied up there, but plays it back to the line. Tanev, and it bounced on him. We've seen that one a few times here tonight. Stankoven will flip it back in. Skinner directed traffic. Benn Takes out Ceci, who was unable to get a stick on it. Harley holds the zone. Flip high in the air and out. And is that going to be a penalty on Cody Ceci?
29 Edmonton, minor penalty, delay game.
And it is Draisaitl to the box.
I'd love to know what all the conversation was. You either saw that it did or not. It is the right call. And
in this game, and Ben wins the draw. Heiskanen across. Robertson gives it back. So Heiskanen down low. Pavelski sets up in the slot. It'll come across to Hintz. Heiskanen shooting. That doesn't get to the net. Robertson retrieves. Nugent Hopkins and Derek Ryan, the first penalty kill tandem up. Here's Robertson. And Skinner got a piece of that. Hintz trying to come up with it and gets help from Pavelski. Pass across off Ryan, but not out. And back to Hintz. Back in deep, but cut off there by Ekholm. Tying it up along the boards. Ceci support. Comes loose. Nugent Hopkins will clear.
And that pressure, 3 penalty killers in the corner, won the puck battle. 4th guy there for support, able to clear the zone and take the time out.
Roope Hintz weaving in. Robertson on his backhand, tied up by Nurse. Back to Heiskanen at the line. Here's Robertson. Ben turned back by Kulak. And that pass ricochets back into the Star zone.
You know, it's Janmark who makes the play, but it's Kulak who gets in the shooting lane there. Ben had nowhere to shoot it because Kulak closed the gap quickly, forced him to make a pass.
McLeod trying to take away the slingshot pass. Duchene in now. Just over a half minute remaining. The second unit is on for Dallas. Thomas Harley. His shot through. Stankoven looks for a rebound. Chopped away by Ekholm. Maybe a chance to clear. It stays in. Stankoven has it hopped over the stick of Duchene. Marchment goes after it. Puck into the near side corner. Wyatt Johnston battles. Henrique knocked down by Marchment. Fans react. The officials don't, but that pass hopped over Harley, stick it down. It's 28 straight on the kill for Edmonton. Skinner with a blocker save there to correct it away. Draisaitl up to Nurse and out to center. Back in. There's Kulak tying up his man. Played loose. Sagan shot. Blocked in front. Loose. Batted by Johnston. And gloved by Skinner. And the 4th line for Edmonton checks in. Derek Ryan's on the move. Here's Ryan after it. Plays it past 10M. Connor Brown unable to knock it down, but Bouchard there to hold it in. Janmark goes after it. Into the middle for Sagan, and he's away with Marchment over the line. Mason Marchment shot wide. Sagan's on the net. Center scores, and Dallas is on the board. 10:42 to go. They've cut the Oilers' lead in half.
And the bounce off the backboard is a little bit, you could see Stuart Skinner knew exactly he was in a vulnerable spot. The Edmonton bench is looking at the entry as this comes across. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be okay as Marchment put it to the inside. But watch the bounce off the back. And you know immediately Skinner knows, I got to try to get back. He gets out of the way so the puck doesn't bounce on him, hoping that he's got some support behind him as this one goes right in. And it's Bouchard who can't beat the stick of Marchment. Mason Marchment scored the game winner here in Game 3, and he's given the Dallas Stars some life here in Game 6.
Well, the Oilers were able to shut it down after Dallas got their one 2 nights ago, but this is a different task as Hintz just misses. So how does this change the temperature? Game 6. Kicked by Perry, but not out. Kicked in by Robertson. Perry along the boards. Love that, and now it's worked ahead. And now maybe the Oilers do have to think a little bit about offense in the final 10 minutes. Protecting a 1-goal lead as Chris Tanev starts out for the Stars, turns back with both teams changing. He'll defer to Harley, go off as Robertson flips it in. On the move is Maverick Bourque. Out there along with Dadonov. Comes along the boards. Dadonov knocks that down. Veteran ties it up along the boards. Bouchard looks for it against Steele. Once again, Dadonov. And Steele. Cycling it down low. Dadonov now on the far side. Oilers stuck in their own zone as it bounces past Heiskanen and out. And now picked off. Here comes McDavid. Reeling in. Heiskanen able to ward him off and played into the corner.
The stick of Heiskanen saved what could have been a pass across. You had Hyman driving to that far post, and Heiskanen just got his stick in there on McDavid, didn't allow the play to happen.
Oilers still without a shot on goal here in the third. Lead feed. Janmark trying to barge in there. There's Matthias Janmark tying it up with Lindell and Tanev. Trying it loose. Connor Brown in support. Working diligently to come up with a puck, but it slides to Lindell and off pin and out. Henrique off the boards. Back towards Brown. He knocks it off Lindell, stick it back in. And that will start an oil change here in the third as it's played in by Wyatt Johnston. Kulak around for Holloway. Stopped up at the line by Heiskanen. And here's Stankovic with the shot that Skinner denies that. Stankovic trying to provide a spark. He's got a chance. And it flips it high. It comes down for Johnston. Kids are buzzing. Here's a chance. And Johnston rebounded from Stankovic. Denied by McLeod. Great pressure by Dallas. Looking for the game-tying goal. Trying to stay alive. Harley at the line. That shot knocked down. Cody Ceci off the boards and out. Draisaitl at center. Harley stumbled. Here's Holloway steering it in. An easy blocker stop by Otger, who hasn't felt the puck in a long time. Now it's McDavid playing it in. Thomas Harley. Up with pressure from Nugent Hopkins. Heiskanen helps out. First shot in 15:04. That shot by Holloway. Here's Hyman with another. Time to try after his own rebound. McDavid one-handed it into the corner, but played ahead to Duchesne. Red line it in. Matthias Ekholm back in his own zone. Around for Nugent Hopkins. McDavid there, but the shot that will stick to Skinner. 7:04 to go.
Score with Seguin and Duchesne.
And Seguin moves to the middle. Duchesne on the right wing. Nugent Hopkins gets it down the ice. Up the boards for Seguin, broken up by Draisaitl. And the pass out of the reach of Nugent Hopkins on what looked like might be a dangerous opportunity. Nurse in his own zone. Gets it back to Ceci. Cody Ceci ahead. Up at center ice, Janmark swatted at it, but Dallas gets possession of the puck. It's sent back to Harley. Deafening here at Rogers Place. 2.5 to go. Fired in, Ekholm. Back first. Unable to work that little double clutch along the boards. Johnston around for Heiskanen, and the goaltender Otger's gone to the bench. Extra tackles on the ice. The Dallas Star net is empty. Second a chance. And Skinner with another stop. Two great Warriors dig in. Draisaitl and Ben. Dallas gets possession. Chance. And the shot was ricocheted wide. Did Draisaitl get a piece of that shot from Robertson? Will scrub to the corner. McDavid trying to work it loose. Ekholm mucking it up. Comes loose for Ben. Along the boards with Johnston. Dallas gets it back to the line. Heiskanen. Robertson. Miro Heiskanen for hits. And Heiskanen off his back foot. Draisaitl a chance to clear it. Bouncing it outside the line. Knocked down was McDavid. Draisaitl will follow. Net empty. Back to Bouchard. Up ahead. Draisaitl with a move. Hops over a man, but changes. Heiskanen resets. Henriquez come back on. Here's Duchesne sending it in. There's there defensively against Robertson. Final minute, puck in front, and nobody there for Dallas. And it'll get center to center. Quickly back in for Robertson. Skinner out of the net. He'll fire it up along the boards. It bounced loose. Not cleared. Chance here in front. Drop to the line, and Heiskanen's there. Across it comes Robertson. Down low. Centered it. Got past Barkman. Heiskanen keeps it in. Robertson around the horn. Off the goaltender. Swung out. And down. 20 seconds left. Nelson. Great draw right. One last chance for Dallas. Big turn back. Almost had too many men out there. Bouchard around. It's cut the line side. And that thing missed by Robertson. But the Edmonton Oilers, for the first time in 18 years, are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Chris Knoblauch, all the ups and downs of a long regular season, the emotions of getting past the first two rounds, and then to finally, for this group, find a way to get past that conference final. They were swept in 22. This time, in Game 6, punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final.
Hard fought. There's Joe Pavelski. Are we seeing him for the last time? We will see Connor McDavid in a Stanley Cup Final for the first time.
Yeah, and what a great thing that is for the National Hockey League. It was McDavid right from the get-go that started things off with that brilliant power play goal. And handshakes are always the emotional ones. A lot of different battles that go on through each series, but the respect is there.
Yeah, it feels like a dream, honestly. It was a crazy one tonight, not our best effort, but we hung in there. Found a way to get a win. Stu was great. Everybody played great. Just hung in there.
How did you hang on in the third?
I'm not sure. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done.
NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly will now present the Clarence Campbell Bowl to the Western Conference champion Edmonton Oilers. Accepting the trophy is team captain Connor McDavid and the 2023-2024 Edmonton Oilers.
And the Oilers keeping their distance. Out of the Florida Panthers. They'll wait to try and get their fingerprints on the trophy that means the most. But this, another huge step for this Edmonton Oilers franchise.
Yeah, that trophy is a good representation of the work you've done to this point, but it's the one that your name's etched on forever that they're more focused on.
Starts June 8th, but listening to these fans, you'll hear them again. Game 3, June 13th. Game 4, June 15th. Can it get any louder than it has been here tonight?
Yeah, it's been every night. The watch parties outside, the emotion inside, and how about this energy and what comes next? The best is yet to come.